Hey guys, welcome to my tutorial. Welcome to another tutorial. Hey guys. So we're going to be doing yet another tutorial. This one will be on osTicket, installing osTicket. Okay, let's get started. Now, what I like to use in order to keep track of what we're doing, I like to use what I developed right here. My nice PowerPoint flow chart or flow thing, right? Everything will make sense, right? Now, the first thing we're going to need is the zip file, right? For osTicket, I'm in Course Careers, and that's how I have access to this complete zip file featuring osTicket. I don't know where you can get it online. You might be able to get it from certain websites. I'm not sure. We have to look up for that. But I'm going through Course Careers, and you have to get your hands on the zip file, the installation zip file for osTicket, or find all the components, which will be easily listed in this tutorials if you need to find them individually on your own. Now we downloaded the zip file here. Now we will go here. This to downloads, we're going to want to extract to our desktop. We're going to want it to go straight to our desktop. Right? Simple place to locate it. I like visually seeing things. See, popped up right there, guys. Okay. All right. We have our file right there. Let's click off. I don't like having multiple windows open. Only one, one web window and one, desk folder window. Let's put this on the right here. Now, what we're going to need next, we're going to do the story. We're going to tell a story. So, how I like to think about osTicket, right? I like to think of it as a company, right? osTicket is a company, right? You file the articles of incorporation. It's an S corporation or C corporation. If you know about business, it's one of those. It's a corporation. osTicket is a corporation. Now, osTicket, our corporation, in order to function, needs an employee, right? osTicket needs a server. It needs Internet Information Services web server. IIS web server is what it needs. Okay? Let's go and get that. Now, first we're going to want to put the loopback address. If you're familiar with the loopback address, it allows the computer to refer to itself, allows us to send network traffic to itself. It allows, different programs on the computer to communicate with itself. Here, as you can see, is showing nothing. Right? It's referring back to itself. It's showing nothing. It should show a server here once we've completed. Now, let's go get the server. First, we're going to go to Control Panel. Right? I'm going to go to uninstall a program. I'm not going to uninstall anything. That's just where you have to go. We're going to go to turn Windows features on or off. We're going to want to go to IIS, Internet Information Services, and what it is the web server for hosting web applications, Windows-based applications made by Microsoft. That's what IIS is, in itself, and it primarily handles a lot of HTTP requests and PHP scripts, processes PHP scripts. PHP is hypertext preprocessor, is the language embedded within HTML, right? Now, we want to make sure that all these things are clicked, right? Click this, right? Click it all, right? Don't need the top one. We want to make sure all this is clicked, is clicked on, because I've seen some issues where it doesn't get installed and certain things are not clicked on. Just click everything associated with web management tools and World Wide Web services. Make sure it's all clicked on, okay? Now, just with this, guys, the IIS, the web server, will be installed on our computer, on our operating system. We will get the server installed, right? But we want to make sure when we install it, here's the thing, our employee is going to need a pen. Going to need a pen to write to do certain things, right? To carry out certain tasks. He's going to need to write. We're going to need something that allows the web server to execute scripts to generate dynamic content. That's what CGI does. It refers to Common Gateway Interface, I believe. Common Gateway Interface. And it's like the web server's pen, right? So we're going to make sure why does this keep popping up? We're going to want to make sure that we have that checked off as well, right? So go to Application, Development Features, and it should be right there, CGI. So when it installs, it will install with its pen, okay? The web server relies on CGI to handle PHP scripts, and PHP is the primary thing that osTicket will be using. Again, it's an embedded HTML. It's embedded within HTML, if you know that language. You can go down a rabbit hole. I'm working off the assumption that you watching is know basic things about coding, about IT, because I've coded a little bit with HTML, CSS. I'm not going to go a deep dive into it. You will want to on your own do a little deep dive, go down the rabbit hole to find out a little bit more information about that. I'm just giving you a flow to understand how to install osTicket in the simplest way. Okay, that I learned from Course Careers, had a simple flow to easily remember in your head. I'm just starting out, no expert. I'm just going to show you how to do this. Now it has been installed here. And remember our loopback address that allows us to refer to ourselves. It should show the server. The server should be installed, guys. Let's see. Boom. There we go. We have installed our Internet Information Services. It's showing that the server is on the computer. Cool. Okay. Now, guys, we got an employee. He's got a pen. He or she's got a pen. Now, they need their pens to be organized so they know which pen to use at what point, right? We need PHP Manager in order to configure what we're going to do, okay? We need to install the PHP Manager. So let's go back. Make sure we're in the desktop version, not the zip file version. See, zip file, go to the desktop. Keep things simple, desktop version. Well, we can delete this so you don't get confused. Right? I think that's a step that I don't have to do, but that's a step you could take. Just delete that. So you're going to have one version you're working with. Go to desktop, PHP Manager for IIS, right? It says it right there, for IIS. We're going to install it, right? As a tool used for configuration of PHP on the IIS server. Going to install it here. Shouldn't take too long. It basically ensures that PHP is properly configured and optimized for osTicket for what we're going to do. Okay, it's installed there. Right? Boom. We have the PHP Manager. Right? Now to verify we have it here, we're just going to type in. We're going to go to it. IIS server. Right? We got the server. Right? IIS, we just installed that, and wait for it to come up here. Boom, it should have PHP Manager on it if you just installed. Boom. Right, so we see right now we don't need this, right? But we see that we have the things that we installed. They're on here correctly. Cool. They are on here correctly. Now, whatever our employee writes with the pens, right? We want it to be easily understood, translatable, go to the right place it needs to go. It needs to be written correctly or rewritten, right? We will go to the, whatever. We want to make sure that everyone understands whatever we write. So we need to rewrite module. See that? See what I did there? Yeah, I just thought of it, guys. Stick with me. So everyone understands what we write. We go to the rewrite module, right? Let's pick it up here. Again, something very, very simple, guys, and it's essential for creating user-friendly URLs, right? Because a lot of URLs get created, the URL first from the person opening a help ticket. The osTicket, if I didn't mention before, is a ticket support system. But of course, you're watching this, you know what it is. It's a ticket support system, right? Now, a user might create a ticket. It'll show like user slash something slash help, and then that gets sent to an agent, and then the agent might send it to accounting department. The accounting department might send it to a manager. Like the URLs being created to route, the ticket to the various places. It needs to be simple. It needs to be a simple URL because it'll keep building up. If you think about it logically, it'll keep adding on. So, that's not, it's going to be complicated within the osTicket system, and the rewrite module makes those URLs simple, make them easy to read. Okay. It's installed. Okay, so let's go back a little bit. We have our employee. Our employee has a pen, right? Got a server, got CGI. Now our pins are organized. Knows which one to use, where they are. Whatever we write is going to be understood, right? And go to the right place. We got the PHP manager, and we got the rewrite module. Now, for whatever we write, we're going to need to write on something. We're going to need paper. We need paper, right? And what is our paper? PHP, right? I mentioned it before, hypertext preprocessor embedded within HTML. We're going to need PHP, a language that works, the script that works with osTicket primarily. Okay, it's open source language. Now, what we're going to do here, we're going to go to this PC, go into C drive. Keep in mind, guys, I mentioned before, I'm not sure if I did, this is on a Mac. I'm using a Mac. Okay, some things might be slightly different. I'm using the Windows app for the virtual machine, but this is a Mac, so I mentioned that there. If things are slightly different, I don't know about PCs if it might be slightly different, but you should be able to follow most of this, I believe. So you go to Windows C drive and you just create it for PHP. Boom, there you go. You know what I mean? Pretty simple there. PHP again is used to build interactive websites, content management systems. It's pretty useful. Understatement. Now we created a folder. Now we simply go back to the desktop, our installation files, and we look for PHP. Where is it? Where is it? Here, right? It's a zip file. So we're going to extract it where? To the file we just created. Got to the folder we just created. Right? We're going to extract it to our PC, C drive, to the PHP folder. So everything's going to be extracted there. Okay. Didn't take too long. Boom, we're done. Here it is. Windows PHP, these are all the files. Cool. So PHP is on the machine, right? Done. Now, we need inspiration to write, right? We need a library of information, to function more efficiently, right? That's what VC redistributable is. It basically has all these runtime libraries of PHP. And what runtime libraries are, they're basically a collection of functions and routines for that help a program run, right? That's what they are, VC redistributable, and it has all these runtime libraries. See, runtime, it has all these runtime libraries, and it's basically very necessary for PHP to work and function properly. Okay, that's pretty quick there. Okay, so we got our employee. We got our pen. We got our pens organized. We making sure that people can understand our writing. We're writing on paper. We got a library for a paper, right? Now, everything that we have so far and the company in general is going to need to be housed on. Like, we just have the company. It's called osTicket. But our company, osTicket, needs to be housed in something, right? Inside something. So we need to get a building, right? We need to put everything inside and be organized. We need a database. We need MySQL. And we need a wizard to install it. Okay, we need a wizard with MySQL. So let's go, guys. Let's go. Why does that keep popping up? I'm not even on it. It keeps notifying me. Okay, so boom, MySQL, guys. Database management system. You should be familiar with it. Well, you might not, but it's a database. It's a database management system. See the wizard back. See, wizard. It's the wizard, guys. The wizard is setting it up. I keep everything default, guys. Just keep everything default. Works for me. I'm just getting started, so I keep everything default, standard. It works for me. I've done it before in terms of installation. In terms of the installation, it works. Keeping everything simple. Remember KISS. Keep it simple. I don't call people names. I won't say the last part. Standard. Keep everything basic. Now, this is going to be important. This is the login for your MySQL, right? This is your login. The user is going to be default root. Just enter whatever password you want to put in. Default passwords. I use default passwords for everything that I'm testing out, but you're going to want to write it down or put it on the notepad. I don't. I use default passwords and users for everything because I'm testing stuff out, right? Okay. Now we're going to execute, get our MySQL up and running, guys. Let's see here. This might take a little bit here. I wonder if you can hear the kettle going off there. There is a kettle going off in the background. It will be gone in a moment. Okay. The wizard is completed. It's complete, guys. So our wizard was successful in installing MySQL for us. Now, here's the thing. We installed it on the computer, on the computer, right? But here's the thing. We need to tell our employee that it has paper, right? We need to tell our employee, our server, that it has PHP. So we have to register the PHP. We have to register it, right? Now, remember before when we pulled up, right? IIS. Now we go back to it. Now in IIS, we go to our PHP manager. Now we tell the manager we got a new employee. No, don't confuse the employee with the paper. We tell them register a new PHP version, right? And you go to PHP, the folder, and boom, PHP CGI. That's why I also say delete the zip file, because like this might also be in the zip file, or it might be confusing. Just delete it. It might automatically go to the zip file. Just delete the zip file. PHP CGI, and the flow I like using because it feels easier to remember a story, rather than step 1, step 2, you're gonna remember this flow using this PowerPoint here. You're going to remember this flow. You're gonna remember the story visually. You're gonna remember this if you look at it, right? So I think it's very, very helpful. Okay, we registered new PHP on it. Now let's refresh. Just refresh it here. Okay. Is that it? Is that it? Are we done, guys? Are we able to? No, we're actually going to install it. We're actually going to install it, guys. Woo, we're almost there. Okay, so let's click this off. I only like one folder thing open. Okay, so what we're gonna do now, right? We're going to install the actual folder that will contain the web application, the web files, right? And this is going to make sense in the moment, right? This is going to make sense in the moment. First thing we're going to do is extract osTicket, the actual version, like the actual app, these are all the components, right? These are all components, guys. It's all components. It needs this, it needs that. This is the actual osTicket app, right? We're going to extract it to this same folder here. Right? Going to extract it, and this is going to make sense in a moment. And again, with this flow, I might upload a PDF of it, or I might upload the actual PowerPoint. You might want to modify it yourself to put your own little touches on it or change certain pictures, right? And everything might not be exactly how you would describe it. But again, remember, it is the flow for installing osTicket, right? Now, what we're going to do, we're going to get the installation folder, basically. We're going to get the upload folder, which is actually called upload. It's called upload. This should be done in a moment here, guys. Just bear with me. Give me one moment. Give me one moment here. We're almost there. We're almost there. Boom. Here we go. Upload. Just copy it, guys. We're in it. See installation files, the ticket version, upload, copy it. Okay, we're copying it. Boom. Now, I said down here it's going to make sense, right? Now, we got to go in a pub and purchase a root beer. That's what we got to do, guys. Got to go to the pub and get a root beer. So now you got to go to this PC with the C file. Got to go to the pub, right? And we got to go get a root beer. And we got to paste the upload file, right? And what's in it pub is the default directory created by the IIS server. That's what init pub or INET pub is. And the root file is the default location where you put any web files, the HTML, the CSS file. That's where you put those web files in the root folder of the server. You place all the web app files there, right? So init pub root. This is where all the files will go, right? Now you're gonna rename it because remember this is the upload file for osTicket itself. So just rename it osTicket. osTicket. Might want to write it the exact same way to link to other things, how other things will look for the file. So, you know, lowercase, uppercase, right? You might want to write it exactly like that. Okay. So now it's basically installed. We just installed it. We put it in the root. It's there. So we should be able to pull it up, right? Right? Let's go back to this server, right? Let's click on osTicket. Let's go to sites. We just installed an site, right? Let's go to default site. osTicket is there. It is there. Let's refresh it here to make sure it's there. Right click, refresh. osTicket is there. A lot of other stuff there, but osTicket is there. So let's click on osTicket and click on browse. Guys, it should come up, right? It should come up, right? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, it has come up here. Whoa. I guess we succeeded, guys. Guess we successfully installed osTicket. No, we have not. No, we have not. Right? See these red X's here? We need to take care of that. This is simply the installer, right? We still need to do some other little funky things. Still installing, right? And the primary thing we're going to do is to help osTicket get better, get a little better, basically. And we're going to explain all these little things out here. Okay, so what we have to do, right? We're in osTicket. We want to go to the PHP manager again. Scroll down. Remember, guys, you can pause and rewrite aspects of this video, parts of these videos. to make sure you have it all down. Going to enable or disable extension. And the first thing we want to go to PHP IMAP. Now, based on the graphic, what do you think it is? It would be correct if you think email. It helps connect to the internet, the email server, draw emails, create the emails from tickets, create tickets from emails, right? It works with emails. Very, very critical component. We're going to enable it, right click, enable it. Okay. And again, it allows osTicket to create tickets directly from emails, right? Retrieves emails, get emails from the server, from email servers. Now, the next one, we want PHP INTL. And as you can see here, it probably helps with certain tasks. Helps with local tasks and international tasks. That's why I think the INTL stands for. Basically, it makes sure that osTicket works regionally for different languages, character encoding, right? That's why it looks like international abbreviation there. Works in different regions. Can be understood and carry out different tasks in different regions. And PHP OP cache, what does that look like it does? Yeah, improves multi-task, efficiency and speed, basically, of osTicket. So we definitely want to make sure we get a check mark for that. On the screen, OP cache, boom. Right click, enable. Now we go back here. Let's refresh here, right click. Right, and now when we go back here, right, we should turn the green marks, some of them. Boom, right? We got some more green checks there. And I mean, I guess now we're done. Right now we're finished, right? Right? No, we're not. What's this more? Wait a minute. Well, let's see here. Huh. Yeah, it looks like we're not done, guys. So it looks like what we have to do now is we have to give everyone, right, permission to go in the pub to get a root beer that is included, not excluded, that's included with a sample of fig Newtons. Figs. Yeah. Doesn't make sense. It's going to make sense in a moment, guys. It's going to make sense. Stick with me. Okay. So we want everyone to get permission. You see pub and root, so you know where it's going to go. You know where we're going to. You know where we're going to. Okay. So, right. Going to the pub. Going to the root. Let's go back here. Why is it not clicking on that? It should click on it. Let's just go back to C drive. This is good to show you the steps anyway, right? Go to this PC, Windows C, C drive, go to the pub again, right? Go into the root. Now going to osTicket into our files, right? Right? Okay, so we kind of started, went to the pub, get the root beer, and we want to include. That includes a sample figs, right? Include. Go to include folder, right? Now, sample figs, sample. What do you mean? What do you mean? Are we scrolling down? Are we scrolling down? Yes, we are. We're scrolling down. Where are we going? Where? Come on. Oh, I gotta pull this up. Yeah. We're scrolling down to OST sample, right? It's configuration. See, now it makes sense, all right? Now, guys. Oh, this beginning part. What does that mean? What does that mean? That's a general thing for you to remember what we're doing. Now, we're in OST sample configuration, right? Fig, right? Okay, guys, you kind of get where I was going, right? You can redo your own, guys. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is go into here, rename it, and get rid of sample, right? Eating all the sample figs. Now it's only going to be figs. Now it's just OSD config. And what that does is basically it actually activates the configuration file, this configuration PHP file. Before it's like a placeholder, it's just sitting there. It's like, hey, I'm here, I'm a sample. Now it's like it's actually activated, right? It actually activated the configuration file. And now we're finally gonna do our first part here, which give everyone permission, right? So we're going to right click on it, go to properties, go to security, go to advanced. Let's disable all of this. Let's disable all of that. Remove all that. Now let's go to add. Let's go select principal. And that's right. Let's go to everyone. Everybody, everyone. Right? Okay. And let's give everyone full control, guys. We're going to give everyone full control. Okay, now let's apply. Of course, again, you can go back, pause, rewind certain parts. Okay. Now, that's, now I think, well, there's another slide, but I don't think we need to get to that yet. But wait a minute, what's going on? You know what? Let's just start setting it up, guys. I think we can move forward now. Let's make sure we refresh here. Let's make sure stuff is refreshed. We did some different things for a server. Now we're going to click continue. Now, if you don't do the configuration file, I should have showed the error. Basically, an error is going to come up here, configuration. Some type of error is going to come up there if you don't rename that file. You can test it out for yourself. Don't rename the file, and like you're not able to move forward. Like you're not able to configure it, like you're configuring it now, right? You won't be able to if you don't activate that file. Help desk name, let's call it Max Dangers Help Desk. Default email, danger@gmail.com. First name, Max Danger. And md@gmail.com. Very basic, guys. You remember this login information, right? The default email, the email for your help desk cannot be the same email as your primary user, as your admin, right? It's not going to allow you to form that. It could be anything. This is a test, right? We're just testing it out. It could be any email, right? So Max Danger, md@gmail. Username is going to be Max Danger. Pretty simple. Password, keep your password pretty simple. Again, I use the same default passwords. Okay, now what's this here? MySQL. We have a database? We don't have a database. What's going on here? Hey guys, remember that MySQL we created before? Yeah, we recreated that building, right? We created the building. Now we need a key. You need a big key to get into the building. We need to access our SQL that we created, right? So now all we got to do, let's go right here to the desktop, our file. Yeah, this one. Z, I thought I forgot something, right? So, hey, you didn't install all the components that were there. Yes, I know. I am familiar with it. This is the last component that we're going to install, guys. Heidi SQL. Let's go. The key to our MySQL. And again, guys, the point of these pictures, the point of the story with the employee, and now finally you need a key to even get into the building. So you can remember the steps. If you screw up the steps, you can go back and say, okay, what did I do at this stage? Or let me go back to the part of the video that he was talking about the key, or let me go to the part of the video where he was talking about the pin. Sometimes they'll tell you the issue with your PHP. You might want to reinstall the PHP, and it'll be a little easier to troubleshoot with other companies. Like if they say, hey, there's an issue with my emails and not my tickets are not registering my emails correctly, their PHP IMAP might not be activated. Like you can think about it in terms of helping other companies, because you know what the parts are. You remember the flow. You remember what certain parts and what certain things are activated and what they do via this tutorial, right? So they say, well, send my email, or the PHP is works fine in here, but my office in Britain, my office in Japan is right. Oh, that's maybe the INTL thing is not enabled, or maybe you can think of things, and even if it's like, oh, I might need to reinstall the PHP manager, if you feel that like, oh, that might mess up the whole thing because right now it's connected to this part and that might mess up the whole osTicket, you know how to reinstall it quickly by remembering the story. You can go boom, 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 right? This is going longer because I'm actually talking to you guys and actually showing you. Once you remember the story, employee, pen organized, needs to be understood. Right, you can do that in a matter of a couple of minutes. It's not going to take you, what 30, 40, 50 minutes like this video is going to be. Okay. Now we're in Heidi SQL. Going to click new. This is the user for the default username. I'll leave it there. This is for, remember the password you created for MySQL. This is where you put it in to actually access it. If you put it in correctly, boom, I put it in correctly. And it should come up. It's MySQL down there. Now you want to right click on unnamed, create new database, and name it the same thing you named the upload file, which is osTicket. Right? Boom, right? Nothing's in there because we haven't opened our database yet, right? You haven't launched our osTicket, right? Click off the windows here. I don't like too many windows. So now, when they click into the database, it was called root, right? Oh no, it was called osTicket. We just named it. That's the username for it. For it to log in to the SQL, but the SQL database we named it osTicket, right? We want to get into that connect the osTicket database to osTicket, right? So that's upload file, same name. The database is the same name. That's a very good rule to follow. And now username is root, right? And remember your password. Keep in mind, this is your MySQL password and your MySQL username. The default username was root, as you saw. And remember, you just named it osTicket. It's the MySQL database, right? Now, it should install this. And it should go through. Boom. Congratulations, guys. We're in. It worked. It worked, guys. I think we're done. There's no more. Yeah, there's no more slides. There's no more slides, guys. I think we're done. Let's test it out. Let's let's open a new tab. See if it works. Oh my gosh, Max Danger's help desk. Look at that. Look at that. Let's sign in. What was the user? Max Danger, right? No, let's sign in. I'm an agent, right? Max Danger. Make sure you're entering the right passwords now. This is not the MySQL password. This is the other password. And boom. Boom. It worked, guys. We're in osTicket. We launched. And if we go back to the database here in Heidi SQL, if we can we refresh it here? Yeah, if we refresh it here. Now when we go to osTicket, boom, you see our database from osTicket form, right? Everything that osTicket is going to use, is going to need, is here, guys. Remember, always check that you install certain items correctly. You can check the steps. And guys, we got osTicket. We're done. We're done, guys. We did it. So what happened here? We got the employee, which is the server. We got the pen, CGI. The pen need to be organized. PHP need to configure. We need to make sure everything's understood. Then we got the rewrite module. Friendly URLs. Then we need the paper to write on. We need PHP to use. We need a library. We need the libraries. VC redistributable. Right? We need a runtime libraries. We need to put everything somewhere. We need a MySQL. We need a database. We need a wizard to do it. We need to tell the server. We need to tell the employee he got paper. We need to tell the server he have PHP. We got to install it. You got to get the upload file, right? Got to put the file in the pub. Getting some root beer, right? Then you're almost done, but not really. And you got to continue to help osTicket via installing, things that will improve email communication tasks and improve speed and efficiency. And then you got to give everyone permission. You got to give everyone permission, and you got to go into the pub and go to the root beer. That includes now it includes sample fig. You got to go into the include folder and, activate the file, the configuration file, right? And then you got to get the key to go inside of the database that you created, SQL. And now, everybody, we are actually done. Congratulations. If you followed this video, remember you can pause it. If certain things are not clear, pause it, slow it down to minus 13 speed. I don't know. Everything, if you do it correctly, like I showed you, you will install osTicket correctly. And of course, this PowerPoint is to remember it clearly in your head, visually, words rhyming, everything we write is understood. So we got to get the rewrite module, like things like that. So you just understand it. So you can go to this. Oh, we need osTicket install. Boom, 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 boom. Right. And I'll be doing that going forward with everything with Active Directory, domain controllers, just very, very simple PowerPoints to follow for your head. And also you want to build on this information with going for either security or another part of IT support. Because with every little thing, you can go down rabbit holes and understand it a little bit more on a deeper level. I've done it for some aspects, but again, I'm just getting started and keeping it very, very simple for myself but I want to have, and I would love people watching this to have a good base to build upon. Like you have the story and you can build on it, and you're used to thinking like that in terms of anything concerning IT. So thank you very much for tuning in to this osTicket installation. Everyone, thanks for tuning in and have an excellent day.